from your face, you go back down, hoping no one's around. I know you're feeling down, your mind deep in the ground. One day you're calling out, but things don't have to suck. Even though I'm broke, I wanna die alone. Things don't have to suck. Ain't no one loves you anymore. Things don't have to suck. So when the darkness wears you like a crown, know one day light will come alive. Things don't have to. Tired of feeling numb, tired of feeling dumb, and tired of feeling like everything's not good enough, and we should just give up. 20 and out of luck, the end is knocking at our door. Nothing's right, I'm torn. Face down in your pillowcase, tears falling from your face. You go back down, hoping no one's around. I know you're feeling down, your mind deep in the ground. One day you're calling out, but things don't have to suck. Even though I'm broke, I wanna die alone. Things don't have to suck. Ain't no one loves you anymore. Things don't have to suck. So when the darkness wears you like a crown, know one day light will come alive. Things don't have to. the first time I talked about you. This won't be the last time I talk about you. This isn't the first time
Competition would start
I
kicking in.
thought about you. This won't be the last time I think about you. I dare you to fall for me, and all the warnings in the world won't make you leave me now. You will stay until we're both broken down, and then you'll call away while I stay laying on the ground. Imagine all these days. Will you trust me? Our sleepless nights, your back to me. My sleepless nights, and all this stress. The outline of your hand still remains on my hand. The outline of your hand still remains on my hand. The outline of your hand still remains on my hand. The outline of your hand remains on my hand. This isn't the first time we found each other. This won't be the last time we find each other. This isn't the first time I've held you. This won't be the last time I hold you. The envy has finally settled. I can't stand to watch it now, staring at the ceiling. Trace our tracks down the path we never took. No more talking now about the things that I did wrong. Imagine all these things. Will you trust me? Our sleepless nights, your back to me. My sleepless nights, and all these strings. I used to be someone that I could feel proud of, but you know how things change. Does it ever get old saying that to yourself in the mirror every day? Hey, I used to be someone that I could fucking trust, but you know how things change. Does it ever get old saying that to yourself in the mirror every day? In the mirror every day. You're moving slow or sure towards the mistakes you're gonna make, and the dark all you need. A stiff drink and a song you know, to feel comfortable, to feel right at home. Some sort of substance to let you know that it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright, alright. It's gonna be alright. You're moving slow but sure towards the mistakes you're gonna make. And the talking leads to touching, and the touching leads to shame. You're moving slow but sure towards the mistakes you're gonna make. And the talking leads to touching, and the touching leads to shame. Buried by your bad decisions. Buried by your bad decisions. And then you're slow but sure towards the mistakes you're gonna make. You're moving slow but sure towards where you don't wanna change. Once upon a time, the girl was never mine. I said I wouldn't mind, never said I wouldn't lie. Once upon a time, oh never mind. Tell me, why can't we just talk about this? Yeah!
Good morning. There we go. Oh, get out of there. So, as you can tell by me reaching off screen, oh, Hazemaker, thank you for the resub. And it looks like we got somebody else too, but it didn't pop up on the... Eli, get out of there. Stop. So, no babysitter, but Glam was nice enough to stay home. Not to mention, not the best of days. Our cell phones are off. So, Eli, no. Stop. Go. Anyways. No. Did you not hear mommy? Go. Daddy's busy. Anyways. I apologize. All right. So yeah, we personally haven't had a great day. What's going on with my mic? Why is it so? Sorry, just a second. I know I'm quiet. Get the feeling somebody was messing with my with the knobs on the computer. Anyways, if I could stop being interrupted by things my child does. I hope you guys are all doing well today. Sean, good to see you. Quiet One, Somnus, good to have you. Lurkers, good to have you. But Glam was nice enough to stay home. And yeah, our cell phones are off. So hoping we can raise a little money today. We need $143 in order to get our phones back on. So if you want to chip in, exclamation point dono, or the link in the bio. But yeah, we're gonna power through anyways. Did you guys catch me on James's last night? Because I was there, hanging out with James. I was very high, very high. I hope I didn't make a complete ass of myself. That's usually my goal. It's like, because like my dumbass forgot that I agreed to that, and then it was like almost 9 o'clock, and I got like a news alert that reminded me that the election was happening. But so like I was like, oh shit, I agreed to do a thing. Oh shit, the election's happening tonight. Oh shit, I have to do all these things that that I completely forgot that I needed to do. Eli. And I had like kind of spent all day preparing for it, which is interesting. Like I was looking at some news articles all day. I was, you know, ruminating, which is a big thing that I like to do to get myself prepared for things, like kind of plan out what I'm gonna say and everything. I'm honestly a bit shocked that Democratic candidates did as well as they did. I was prepped for the worst. I know. Last night was interesting. Was it an amazing night? No. Was it a good night? I honestly think it's as good as we could have predicted, save for like a few outliers. Ohio. What the fuck? You fucking serious right now? What the fuck? And Georgia, you know, Georgia's Georgia, and we'll see how that runoff, because that's what it looks like so far. It's going to come down to is a runoff election in a few months, because neither candidate still has broken over 50% per Georgia law. Eli.
What are those that he has?
Balls.
Okay. No, baby.
No. Or I will take them away. Sorry, I'm just pulling up the results right now. Yep. As things stand with 95% of the vote in, Warnock is leading by less than a point. And this will go to a runoff in like I forget when exactly the runoffs take place. I think it's a couple months after. But, you know, there were a lot of surprises last night. If Herschel wins, just tell him he needs a badge to actually do anything. Well, problem is he has a badge that he was given because, you know, he's a honorary junior detective. Didn't you guys know?
Eli, come here.
He went on a ride along once, and he's like, "Sir, can I have a gun and a badge?" And they were like, we don't usually give those out.
Eli!
We especially don't give out guns. We have like these badges that we give to kids." And he's like, So I can have a badge? And they're like, "Yeah. Sure, buddy. Here. Enjoy. You know, are you gonna give this to your kid or something?" He's like, "Now I'm a police officer." And they're just like, "Oh. Well, got my vote." So we'll see how this goes in a couple months. I've heard a few different breakdowns of how this could turn out. That you can pretty much guess that this 80,000 is going to go to Walker, and that would give him the edge over Warnock. But that's not a given. That's not a given. There's also a possibility that this type of people who are going to vote Libertarian stay the fuck home because they're embarrassed by someone like Herschel Walker possibly representing them in the Senate. Or maybe they're like, Warnock's still better. This is beyond parody that unqualified people can be elected to any office. I mean, the thing is, we as leftists do kind of want people who are unqualified in office. We want normal people in office. I've never liked that description of like, you know, those who are qualified and those who are not. It's those who are best for the job. Those who could do the job the best. You know, that's been my view. I don't give a shit about like qualifications. And that said, Herschel Walker, people want to make a lot of stuff out of Fetterman's stroke. Like, Fetterman's stroke isn't going to cause him to die before he hits 60. I forget how old Fetterman is right now. I think he's like 50 something. But CTE has claimed a lot of lives
Oh my god.
from former football players all over the country. Just endlessly. It's not even
Give me
close.
those.
It's not even close. Like, CTE has had like caused former football players and boxers and stuff to die at like in their 40s. So, as much as you can laugh about, you know, all the stuff about Joe Biden being older than fucking dirt and President Grandpa and all that, and you know, possibly having dementia. I mean, let's really look at who understands how healthcare works. CTE ruins your brain, turns it to Swiss cheese. Essentially, yeah. Just like constant shaking of your brain within your dome. Just causing damage and damage and damage and damage. By the way, Lee, didn't tell you hi. But yeah, I don't care about qualified versus unqualified. The forever concussion. Yes. You just fall asleep one day and don't wake up. How crazy it would be if that's how this election ended. He fucking dies from CTE and like the people who voted for him, it's like, Joe Biden's gonna die in office. He doesn't even know where he is. He can't even speak a sentence. I voted for Herschel Walker. I have sympathy for him and his CTE. He's fine. He'll be great in the Senate. And he just dies, and they're just like, Biden must have poisoned him. Must have slipped something into his drink. They must have shot the heart attack gun at him. See, I can't believe how close that is. I mean, it was going to be close. It was going to be close. If anyone told you that Georgia was going to be a slaughter, stop listening to them. Like, it wasn't going to be a slaughter either way. You know, I never made a prediction for Georgia because I knew that this was going to be a very close one. To be clear, I was speaking about rogues and thieves. Gotcha. Georgia is a weird state right now, ever since they flipped blue back in 2020. Yep, and also our future home at one point. I knew it was going to be within a few points, but Herschel is such a bumbling idiot. Yeah. But never forget that also Republicans are insanely tribal. Like, him being an absolute hypocrite on abortion might have knocked a few reasonable people off, but a bunch more of them were like, I don't care, he gonna vote how I want him to. My son lives in Georgia, so I know there is no hope for Georgia, as he doesn't even understand what is taking place politically. I think there's hope for Georgia. I do. Yeah, red till I'm dead. You know. And we pop out of the weeds and they're just like, not like that. And we're like, oh. Eli, bring that here. Come here. Before you do something that's going to make you upset. The only good vote for red is dead. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I mean, not the worst night, not the worst night. Um, Elon just hired Kanye to head the new Twitter moderation council. You know, if you did not put the kappa there, I would have believed that. Let's be honest here. Is it any crazier than anything else that's happened? Oh, this should be funny. And now, 3-year Letterman is a parody account. He's do you think Twitter is dead, or will be gone in the next 6 months? I'd be surprised if Twitter lasts to the end of this year. Honestly, that was my prediction last stream. I think the fact that the GOP didn't absolutely crush the DNC is a good sign. It implicates a lot of shit is about to change. Yeah, and also, it also means that the Democrats are going to have to start looking at who was the ones that carried their fucking rotting ass corpse over the line. And let's just go ahead and see who that was. Let's see here. Demographic breakdown 2022 midterm. Let's see here. How did this break down? Oh, would you look at that? Hey, millennials, what the fuck? What are we doing here? We have literally no reason to prove the adage that you get more conservative the older you get. Somnus. It's our people you're talking about here. You're one too. You're one too. I looked into Mastodon. I don't understand how to even sign up. I'm still on Twitter, but I'm watching closely as to content. Yeah, like I'm there to watch it fucking burn. I'm there to watch it burn. The funniest thing is, if I finally hit 1,000 followers on Twitter, and then a day later they fucking collapse, it'd just be like, of course. I'm 77 and I'm far to the left and a card carrying communist. Yeah. So yeah, millennials, what the fuck? We need to get our shit together because like we don't have enough money to become more conservative as we get older. Like this needs to be going up as opposed to going down. But yeah, Gen Z dragged the fucking rotting corpse of the Democratic Party over the line. And they're saying over and over again, the message is goddamn clear. It is really clear. And we're going to get to that in just a second. But millennials, stop fucking ourselves over in the elections challenge nightmare mode. I know, right? Mastodon's a great band. Not a fan, but they are good. They're good at what they do. Let's get to this. You know, very smart person, Joe Rogan, who also says he's an idiot and you should never listen to him. But also listen to me because I have all these facts and I don't understand what, you know, cognitive dissonance is. He had this to say the other day.
The red wave that's coming is going to be like the elevator doors opening up in The Shining.
Oh, wow. Wow. Big if true.
That's what I think. I
Hey,
think
Jowers.
people are just like, what the fuck are you saying? They're making Republicans.
I don't know how they're doing it. I had a family member who's a boomer and a diehard liberal, and they told me when I was home this summer that they would vote for DeSantis, and I'm like, how did you lose this person?
Yeah.
How did you lose this person? This is a like, go to the ballot and vote blue no matter what, and you've lost even the boomers.
You've lost the red wave.
Well, somebody, Florida voted for DeSantis. That was not a shock, though. I think the only shock out of Florida, well, there was a couple shocks out of Florida. We'll get to the other one, but like Tampa apparently turned red. So it's getting a hold of my parents and being like, the fuck? Did you do any campaigning? Did you talk to anyone in your area, or did you just kind of sit on your hands and just be like, I don't know, they'll figure it out. We don't talk politics because we just want to remain friendly with everybody. And Joe Rogan for me is like my brother, dumb as a rock. Oh god, Tampa is Tampa. Not even Floridians like Tampa. Well, like the county turning red is not a good sign for Florida. Florida's a cesspool. I get it. But like there was a period where Florida was not just a swing state but also solidly blue. Yeah. So the only red wave that happened appears to be Florida and Texas. Places that were expected to go that way unless you were a moron. Unless you were somebody who just believed everything the DNC was saying. Yeah, they're red states now. Like, Florida, I don't think will be a swing state within the next decade. Texas is more likely within the next decade, but it ain't there yet. Not to mention, I think that Abbott could have gotten knocked out if there was a better candidate than fucking Beto running in that race. Like, Beto, there were so many other things that the man could have done, and he would be in the Senate. So many better things he could have done. In 2020, who's the other? It's Ted Cruz and John Cornyn. Yeah. In 2020, Beto should have ran against John Cornyn. He might have won that. Instead, the idiot runs for president and just fails. A little point on Texas and just how ignorant their conservative voters really are.
The GOP in Texas has been in power since 1995. That's 27 years. All their ass are saying, vote for us so we can fix everything that's broken in Texas. Like, sir, the call is coming from inside the house. Again, they've been in power for 27 years. 27. ain't fixed squat. You know what I'm saying? Just to put it in perspective, I'm 31 years old. You feel me? Most of my life. I graduated in 2009 in Texas. I left, went to Oklahoma and Texas in 2009. Just came back in 2022. They still in power. Education, public service, public health, the border. They been controlling it. And now all these transplants to move to the state, now they sweating a little bit. What y'all gonna do, man?
One of those transplants was Elon Musk, so buy Twitter, I guess. Buy Twitter and tank a social media company. But, you know, like I said, Florida, Texas, expected. Unless you work for the DNC or believe everything the DNC says or watch nothing but MSNBC, you knew what was going to happen in Florida and Texas. Like I said, I am a believer that Texas is going to flip before Florida. With the right candidates, very easily will. Elon's business credit rating got downgraded almost immediately after he bought Twitter. 0 people trust him. I wonder why. It's not like he's a compulsive liar who, has been prosecuted by the SEC multiple times for lying to investors. And those were new companies, and that's a much harder sell to make when the company is widely known and has existed for more than a decade. Yeah, it's almost like that's bad business strategy. Texas is a blue state being gerrymandered by fashy reds. Changing my mind. There is that. There is that. With a strong exception that governors are not elected through gerrymandering. They're elected by vote totals of the entirety of the state. So it doesn't matter. See, Michigan was a perfect example of a state that was gerrymandered to fuck. Like, we hadn't had Democrats in control of Congress, let alone the Senate, let alone the Supreme Court, in 40 fucking years. More than my lifetime. That changed yesterday. First time in 40 years, the Michigan Senate is now majority Democrat. Our Supreme Court, majority Democrat. Like, I don't think people realize how big a win Michigan was. People forget about us. People forget about us. But we're going to talk about it. Let's enjoy some stuff, though. Yeah. Poor Charlie. Poor Charlie. Poor big-headed Charlie Kirk. Kind of says it all, doesn't it? I also like this one. Republicans, blue collar. Democrats, dog collar. Honestly, sounds a little base, but Eli, no. Can someone explain to me how the Democrats flipped a seat, but the number of seats are still the same with Georgia and Arizona? It's still 48. Let me pull it up for the math. I should have had this already pulled up, but I think there's hey, whoever that was, Monkey Round, thank you for the $20. I really appreciate it. That's gonna be going to our phone bill. I forgot to have Stream Elements open. Let's see. Did you do a media share? Not sure who that was. Nope, no media share. Well, thank you anyways. I'm not sure who you were, but thank you for the $20. I really appreciate that. God, I'm trying to remember how that all works. So I think it's something with there's going to be some special elections that are going to happen. So they can't count it for the overall total yet because there's some people who are retiring or maybe have died. I'm not sure offhand. Because like as things stand, Democrats have netted 1 seat, and GOP's lost 1. So yeah, if anyone can answer that better than me, because I just can't fucking think right now. Go right ahead. Colorado in 2 ballot measures, magic mushrooms, yeah, wine in grocery stores. Shit, we got wine in grocery stores. Okay, so let's see here. That'd be 48, 49, 50. If they went that way, which they're likely not. So, from what I can see, the thing you're not accounting for is Wisconsin and Nevada, and Alaska have not been called. So there's the rest. So it's not just the 2. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that have not yet been called for Senate. That's why that is. Yargo. Sorry, I just needed a minute to kind of get my head right on that. It's not something that I spend my time thinking about. There are 3 measures regarding wine and liquor and delivery and grocers, and those in support were all corpse, and those against was literally the Colorado Coalition of Small Businesses. Why is that? What's the big deal with having wine and liquor in grocery stores? I saw these 3, but these are going red. So they still have 50. Debatable. We don't know yet. Like, Wisconsin is really close. It's probably going to go red. But if Johnson gets pulled under 50% and there's no 50% winner, that will go to a runoff. Nevada looks like it might go to a runoff. Just like Georgia. So it's debatable. You know, Arizona hasn't been called yet. You know, so it's one of those sorts of things where, you know, don't worry, the math does add up. Oh, and I think here's the other part of the remainder of what's not adding up for you. There are 2 independent senators in Congress, so you have to account for that. And those, I believe, both of them vote more often with Democrats. Bernie Sanders, and I forget the other independent senator. Let's see here. Independent senators. Angus King and Bernie Sanders. And both caucus with Democrats. But with them, that's still 50. So let's do the math. If things stand at this and Democrats win Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, and Alaska, you know, which they're not going to win fucking Alaska. So that's 5. That would bring it up to 51. Then plus 2 that caucus with them would be 53. 53 plus 47, 100. See what I'm saying? The math does check out. I don't know what you're confused about. That's 50. You know, that's 100 senators. That's like, what's the big misunderstanding here? They're not going to count the independent senators in this total because it only counts Democrats and Republicans. I was confused that if things go as they're showing and we win Georgia and Arizona and Red wins Nevada, Arkansas, Alaska, and Wisconsin, it'd still be 50-50 even after we flipped one. No, I don't think it would. I'm pretty sure that the Republican is replacing the Republican in Nevada. Let's see here. Nevada. Nevada is currently blue. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a close race. It shouldn't be a close race,
Eli.
but it's a close race that will likely go to a runoff. You know, we'll see what this remaining 72%. Let me see if there's any predictors for Nevada.
No, Eli. Come here.
Two. See which way they're predicting based off of what's left. No problem at all. That's Arizona. I said Nevada. Why'd that get taken away? Because I'm curious how this is this might play out. Yeah, Masto's the incumbent. Didn't make a prediction. We stop updating these forecasts. So I don't know enough about Nevada to know like how this all plays out. Hey Jaxie, good to see you. This is where I need somebody like that's 2 days ago. No fucking 538. No. No. Not doing fucking 538. No, thank you. Did they wind up losing the house? I didn't think that we lost the house. The house races are, yeah, the house is toast. Democrats only retain the Senate if Warnock is elected. All right. Just police officers slowly driving past our house. Nothing to be nervous about. Took the house? Yeah, that looks to be it. I mean, and always remember that you know, this could have been a lot worse. And I mean, they could still pick up some wins. Like Gabriel Vasquez. That's a possibility. They retain that. It's like, how many do they need to keep the house? Need to hit 218. And how many races are still undecided? I mean, there's a lot of undecided blue areas. Arizona's Arizona. That's looking okay. That's not looking good. That's looking okay. That's one that's been... Is that one that been called? Oh, that's why it's red. Shinigami eyes. It's happening, y'all. We're getting Speaker Trump. Just you wait. Trust me, my uncles are certain of it. Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure that'll happen. Look at these fucking Paul Gosar and Debbie Lesko, fucking running unopposed.
Stop.
Failure of the Democratic Party to do what they're supposed to do. Minnesota didn't flip any, I don't think. I think Minnesota was pretty predictable. Anyways, let's get back to the fun stuff. So yeah, about that red wave. Doesn't so much look like it's a red wave, but like maybe a light period. Like a very light period. Like it was, the results were honestly better than a lot of people predicted. Like, always remember that. Anyone who predicted something other than Republicans winning a lot more of the seats, don't listen to them anymore. Eli, stop it. Some light spotting, yeah. It wasn't.
Eli, no.
It
No.
wasn't a red wave. It just wasn't.
Come here.
My God.
No. No. Come here.
That's what James was saying. The Republicans captured 20 House seats as opposed to 40 to 50 for previous admins. Yeah, I mean, it was actually not as bad as it could have been. I'd like to think that abortion being on the ballot helped. And I mean, hey, Michigan, California, Vermont, we protected abortion. I think even Kentucky voted against their measure. That would have been an outright abortion ban. It turns out, like we keep saying over and over again, that these far conservative, far right policies that they think the majority of the country believes in, that they don't. Turns out the polling's correct on that, and has been all along. And people don't want to ban abortions. They don't want to make it so the legislature can come in and just fucking wreck elections. It's unpopular. They don't want to believe it because they think that they have some sort of like monopoly on the American people. You don't. Unfortunately, you got straight white men. And that's about it. Older straight white men. The unfortunate side is they show up. They show up. We see a little bit of what it looks like when Gen Z pops up. It would have been nice if, more millennials showed up to the polls. This is why I say over and over again that I will not hammer you and shame you for not voting. But I will ask you to consider the fact that voting is not activism. Activism is activism. Voting is just a strategic decision that you make. It's political action. Stop it. Stop it.
Come here. Come here. Come here. You can bring the drums with you. Come here.
Anyways. He's supposed to be at the babysitter's today, but grandkid is sick. Anyways. Yeah. As things it was almost unanimous. Like, shit, look at these quotes. Look at these quotes from the AP. Swartz Creek. Swartz Creek is not a liberal bastion. Okay? Swartz Creek is by me. I know Swartz Creek. We call it Swartz Tucky here. We have two places that we call the Tuckies. We got Burton and we got Swartz Creek. Not liberal bastions. Burton's a little bit more hood, but not liberal bastions. I can tell you that much. So explain to me how even the conservative voters in a place like Swartz Creek voted for codifying it in the law. It's simple. It's not popular. Not even among Republicans. Evangelicals got way too fucking excited about it happening. Y'all wanted to believe that you had some sort of mandate on abortion when you didn't. The fact that you had to fight for 50 years and you had to steal a Supreme Court seat in order to make it happen is evidence for why all of that belief was 100% wrong. And always has been. Turns out people want abortion rights. We've been telling you this for a while. We showed you the polling. And you argued against said polling, saying, no. If you look at it this way, the people that say that they want more restrictions on it are actually counted towards the people that want to ban it. And it's like, no, those are the people that are for Roe. Those are the people who are for Roe v. Wade and the restrictions that were held within Roe. We kept telling you that over and over again. So you have to count them towards the people that still want abortions to be legal. And they're like, well, you don't know that because you don't know if they want they want it to be only up to, the life of the mother, blah, blah, blah. Except they separated that out. We read that polling. Banning abortion is not popular in the United States. You made an incredibly fucking dumb decision. The dog caught the car, and you didn't know what the fuck to do with it. You gave your voters what they wanted. The repercussions we knew would be negative. You guys, they didn't realize that the repercussions were going to be negative. They didn't realize that. We kept telling them it would be. They didn't believe us. It was a whole lot of, well, okay, have fun with that. Here's what you're looking for. No, it won't. What do you mean it's going to cause a bunch of women to die or have their lives threatened? No. We built things into there, Life of the Mother and such. What do you mean women still ended up dying because Life of the Mother doesn't mean anything? It's just it's a bullshit thing that doesn't add up to actually providing anything actionable. What do you mean it's broad terms that any sort of lawyer would be very, very skeptical of allowing a doctor to perform an abortion unless the fucking woman's like full on Shane Stokes, lying in the bed, fever of 105, about to fucking die, shallow breathing, low heartbeat, low blood pressure. Like, that's what they mean, but that's not what. Once somebody is to that point, I've said this before. Once somebody is to that point, a lot of damage is being done to the body. A lot of stress is being put on the body. So saying the life of the mother is goddamn meaningless because you're still destroying a life and you're risking the possibility that you could even bring that mother back. And if you do, what condition will she be in? When you could have just, I don't know, got an abortion early on when people were like, hey, this is going to threaten your life, or hey, this baby died. We told them over and over again that this was going to be the result. Story after story after story after story came out, proving that we were right. What the fuck do I know? Oh, you're not a doctor, Mark. No, I just work in healthcare. I understand basic ass shit. And apparently, a lot of people don't. This isn't hard to figure out. This wasn't, some sort of three-dimensional chess. This is exactly what's been predicted for decades. You're not going to like the results of getting rid of Roe v. Wade. You're not going to like the results of banning abortion in your state. And a majority of the country was like, yeah, no, I believe that. But they had to catch the car, didn't they? Guess how that turned out? Not good. Not good. It's a great thing that historically speaking, women's health concerns have been taken completely seriously, right? Yeah. Yeah. In this one instance, there was finally some action on abortion to codify it. We, in the state of Michigan, codified it into our Constitution. Abortion not only will remain legal in the state of Michigan, it will be incredibly difficult to block. It has to come federally. That's the only way it gets blocked in the state of Michigan.
Hey, Mark.
That's a good thing. What?
Can you pause for 1 second?
Just a second, guys. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, he's active today. That's not why I paused. It was something else. But hey, good to see Captain's Log. Big room, good to see you. Abortion and access to contraception enshrined in the Michigan Constitution. Yeah, I actually I posted something on Facebook. I was just like, hey,
Competition would start kicking in.
Lord Fright has gifted a tier 1 sub to Thickuplog. They have given 377 gift subs in the channel.
Lord, thank you for gifting the sub to Captain's Log. Appreciate that. Ugh. My personal French financier. Anyways, yeah, I posted on Facebook. I was just like, hey, send all your people here. Come to Michigan, and the first 100 people through the door get a free abortion. It's like, fuck yeah. I might just go out and get somebody pregnant just so they can get an abortion. Just to stick it in their face. Does that sound like a good plan?
No.
Always shitting on my dreams. Everyone's talking about Herschel Walker and whether or not he won the vote, but what I want to know is if he won his divorce yet. I don't think it's gonna go well. I was super happy about that. Yeah, Draco. Seriously. Like, that's good shit. That's the good shit. That, I think, is one of the biggest wins. I honestly was very nervous about Prop 3 going in because of the misinformation and how it was getting around. Like, I was seeing that shit everywhere. So it got me a little nervous. Can you blame me? You blame me for getting a little nervous about that? Everywhere I went, I was seeing people saying things like, oh, it's so complicated. Oh, what if it makes it so that my kid can become a trans and I don't know? It's going to change these laws. And they could just take my kid's penis and never tell me. Things that aren't happening, by the way. Never forget, the trans panic is all made up. It's bullshit. But man, like I said last night on James's stream, they thought that was going to be a good sell. They thought that was going to be a good sell. They thought, well, transphobia goes across racial lines. CRT, we can run on that to get the white people out, but we can double down on getting the very transphobic and homophobic black people out to vote against their own interests. And that did not happen. I saw signs everywhere about how doctors were going to just shoot up kids with hormones because people don't pay a shit ton for that. Yeah. Not to mention they can't get that. What they define as kids, they'll give this weird range that if you broke it down for them, they would also not consider them kids. It includes teenagers. They like to use the phrase prepubescent too, which is they're putting a clip from fucking Matt Walsh the other day on fucking Rogan. I think I actually pulled that up. I think I have that link. Let me see if I got it. I do. What they define as hormones is puberty blockers. Yeah, because it's loosely considered hormone treatment because it, decreases the amount of hormones in there. Yeah, I've had that argument with them. I saw yard signs with the phrase Prop 3 and the word confusing superimposed over it. Yeah, I was at Glam's work the other day, the Plasma Donation Center, and there were pamphlets with that. And I wish I would have remembered it, but I got busy. But I was having conversation with Glam. I was like, will I get in trouble if I throw these in the garbage? I forgot to do it because, ADHD, but Literally same thing they said about gay people in the 90s. Literally one of the kids thing is something that they pushed for decades against black people. Oh, they're coming for your women and your kids. Don't know who that is.
Was it an 810 number?
Yeah.
3 something?
Yeah.
That's my day treatment.
It's your what?
That's my day treatment. They're calling me.
Oh.
You should answer.
I already canceled out them.
Yeah, they called me, but I can't call them back, so.
Why can't you call them back?
I phoned them.
All right. If they call again, I'll answer. Eli, stop. Where was I? But yeah. So I saw all sorts of shit. I saw my own cousin post about how this was going to make it so kids don't have to share their information, their healthcare information publicly. And that's not true either. Well, I mean, it's kind of true. But the problem is that this has always been a thing. What they were so concerned about was after the age of 11, you have some limited control over your reproductive health as a minor. It's very limited, but that's the thing that's always existed. Because that's when you start to gain some sort of autonomy. So it's not true. But like, there's some key phrases I want you to hear in this clip. Not to mention the fact that he gets checked in real time, and then he immediately has to back off.
How many people have had this done?
Depends on what. I don't think we have exact numbers, but if we're talking about the drugs, millions.
Remember, this is the guy who he went and filmed a documentary because they swear it's a documentary and not a propaganda hit piece. He found out all the information. He was intellectually honest and he was good faith in everything they said. It's just the people that gave the answers were just crazy, which is why he, when somebody actually answered his question about the differences between gender and sex, he skipped through it as a joke and never provided, and then asked the same question of the guy immediately afterwards, showing that he didn't listen, and then was like, "Why are you so mad? I don't understand why you're getting so absurd with me." Yeah, if somebody tried to explain something incredibly complicated to you, after you ask the question, they're an expert in their field. They did all that work, sitting there in front of you, explaining it in great fucking detail. And, like, I got a clip for it. Essentially, this is what Matt Walsh did. And people are like, why did they get upset by that? Why didn't they just answer the question? And it's like, they did.
Constructed to become assassins. They're in peak physical condition.
So why male models?
Think about it.
That's Matt Walsh.
Male models were genetically constructed to become assassins. They're in peak physical condition. They can gain entry to the most secure places in the world. And most important of all, models don't think for themselves. They do as they're told.
That is not true.
Yes, it is, Derek.
Okay.
Yeah. Think about any photo shoot you've ever been on.
You're a monkey, Derek! You're a monkey! Dance, monkey! In your little spangly shoes! Smash your cymbals, Simpy! Dance, Derek, dance!
Good point.
But if this has been going on for so long, Mugatu...
Well, he's just a punk-ass errand boy working for an international syndicate of fashion designers. You do a little background check on your Mr. Mugatu.
No.
You'll find that he sold his soul to the devil for a shot at the big time.
But why male models?
You You serious? I just told you that a moment ago.
Right.
So, fucking Matt Walsh was Zoolander in that, asking why male models. Except instead of just plain old stupidity, Matt Walsh did it on purpose. Because he knew he was going to skip all that. Because he knew if he played the whole thing, a lot of the people who would watch his fucking hit piece would go, hey, wait a minute, like, actually that makes me think about, like, myself and, like, how I feel. Like, do I really define by these specific rules and archetypes that we've kind of forced upon people in society? Like, is this really me? Is this really how I view myself along this binary? You know, that seems incredibly arbitrary. Like, he didn't want that. The last thing that someone like Matt Walsh wants is for his viewers to think for themselves. You know, free thinkers. So yeah, keep getting told over and over that Matt Walsh was completely good faith when he went in there and asked the question, what's the difference between sex and gender, to a gender studies professor, skipped over the interview, and then people were like, I don't understand why the guy got upset. Why didn't he just answer the question? He fucking did. Matt skipped over it, and you were just like, oh, clearly because it's complicated, it must be wrong. They want to try to humanize the conversation of trans people or leave any nuance. They want to dehumanize them. Yeah, I think that was a typo. But yeah, let's see what this expert has to say.
You're talking about hormone blockers.
Yeah,
millions
blockers
of kids have been on hormone blockers. Really?
I'm sure someone's going to fact check me on that, but my guess is that we're into the millions now at this point. Yeah.
Yes. This clearly must be true. This clearly must be true. Someone's going to fact check me on this, and I'm going to be like off by, like, I don't know, 100. Clearly, you know, I trust me, I'm close.
That would be my guess.
Somebody fact check
I can say for double mastectomies, I read a report recently that there were over 1,000 done between 2016 and 2019. And when you compare that to how many were done between, 2008 and 2015, it's a massive increase.
Mm-hmm.
And over 1,000.
And the type of people who would get those are people who,
okay, you're not getting it back now.
You know, likely were adults or likely of age to make that decision for themselves.
And girls had gender affirming double mastectomies.
Hang on a second.
And over 1,000 girls had gender affirming double mastectomies in that time frame.
And when you say girls, you're talking about prepubescent,
right? Minors.
Joe. What does the phrase prepubescent mean? Does it mean minors? What? Why? Gee, I wonder, like, why would you say that prepubescent girls are getting their breasts removed when they don't even have them?
No, baby, come here.
Eli, stop. Stop it. Go play with mommy. Anyways. Prepubescent girls are women to these dudes. Yes. I mean, that's when the girls are most fertile, is when they first have their period. That's perfect sex age. By the way, all the Democrats all the Democrats want to have sex with children. And they want to force stuff on your kids and puberty blockers and stuff before they even hit puberty, apparently. Because, you know how puberty blockers work when you're not even going through puberty. How dare you expect him to do research and not just spout random shit? I know, right? Just the fact that they use the word prepubescent and it's not like this is a rarity. Look it up. They always say prepubescent children are getting gender affirming care. And it's like, okay, well, what is that gender affirming care? And they say hormones. No, they're not. No, they're not. Because gender affirming care also includes social transition. No meds are needed for social transition. Why would you go on puberty blockers when you have not hit puberty yet? If you're prepubescent, by definition, you do not have a reason to take puberty blockers. So there's a lie in there. And Dems want to redacted kids, which is why child marriage is so popular in red states. Yeah, seriously. It's a buzzword for them. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. You want to talk about people that change the definition of the word to just mean whatever the fuck they want? That's always been the right. You want to talk about political correctness? They like to bash on political correctness all the time, and all that means is, not being shitty to marginalize people. That's all that ever meant. They didn't mean actual political correctness. Otherwise, the amount of virtue signaling that they do on their side, their political correctness, let me tell you what political correctness is. Referring to a trans woman as a biological male. That is political correctness on the right. They don't want to recognize that. They don't want to recognize that. That's political correctness. By definition, political correctness is how their politics guide their language. That's essentially it. That's all it means. They took political correctness to just mean when you're nicer to marginalized people. And that makes me upsetty spaghetti. When you're not outright banning sodomy so that you can murder all the gays. That's political correctness. It's political correctness run amok. Real political correctness run amok? What's happening in red states right now? The abortion bans is political correctness run amok. That's them literally taking away someone's rights. What happened in the Supreme Court regarding Roe? That's political correctness. Because they had to change definitions of a number of words. If you read the dissent, if you read the majority opinion, they had to take a lot of liberties with the words that they used to mean far different things and far-reaching things than what they actually meant. I'm trying to remember what bro dude, that's you. What? Bro dud, that's you. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What do you mean that's you? I'm literally describing how conservatives have been using political correctness for decades as both a bludgeon and a tool. Never mind, peace out. Oh, you didn't think I was going to call you out? You pop in my chat and tried to call me out and you failed. And now that I pointed out how full of shit you are, you're just like, nah, I'm going to run. I got places to go. I gotta go. Bye. Get the fuck out then. Go to your fucking echo chamber where they pat your bottom and tell you that we live in an echo chamber. Go ahead. Don't hear any dissenting opinions on this. Don't hear any facts that are counter to your narrative. Don't ever do that. And then all the while jerking yourself off to the idea that we're an echo chamber. I welcome people in who disagree with me. I will argue with them. I will concentrate on them. I will do everything in my power to make sure that my mods don't ban you. Within reason. They know my limits. Cross the line. You cross the line. You gotta go. Sorry. Don't know what to tell you. But you don't cross that line. You're here to try and refute everything that I'm saying. I'll leave you in here. I'll talk with you. Can you say the same thing about you? Because you just fucked off, didn't you? Little bitch. Yeah, go cry into your fucking echo chamber. It was supposed to be a red wave. Fuck off. Bad day for fucking chuds to try and call me out today. Such irreversible gender affirming care as check notes, pronouns, names, and clothes. Yes. That's a red low tide. It's like a trickle. Yeah. It's just not much of a thing. If you want to see what a wave election looks like, 2018. That's what a wave election looks like. Anyways.
And that's just up until 2019. And then we know that there's been this exponential increase with all this stuff year over year. So it's a lot. It's too many. You know, having this happen to one kid is way too many. It's a lot.
There's the caveat that he's got to throw in because he's about to get refuted.
A lot more than one.
Yeah. Look, if you're an adult and you want to do that and you understand who you are and what you are and this is how you feel you should progress, you're an adult. This is a free.
Unless you want to play in sports, right, Joe? Unless you expect you to treat them as the gender that they find themselves as. Right, Joe? Unless they want you to use the correct pronouns. Oh, they can do that as an adult. I'm still going to tell them that they're not what they say they are. I'm still going to treat them like shit. I'm still going to make sure that they don't have any rights. But they can do it as an adult.
Free country. You should be able to do whatever you want. But when you're talking about doing that to children, the fact that so many people are on board.
Doing that to children because children have no consent in this at all.
And so many people are angry. If you have, like, people are going to be angry at us that we're having these conversations.
He definitely looks like the type of, like a 7-Eleven hot dogs but that have been left on the burner too long. You ever see those? When you can tell like it's been a really busy day at the 7-Eleven or at the Speedway. And their hot dogs have been sitting there a long time and they turn like brown and really wrinkly. He's been cooked for a while. Yeah, not in a good way.
Yeah, they will be. And I also I actually think that that this shouldn't be happening to.
It's a very small number.
Oh yeah,
right.
his giant
It
fucking
says
head.
over the last 5 years, there were at least 4,780 adolescents who started puberty blockers and had a prior gender dysphoria diagnosis.
So, roughly 1,000 a year. Matt Walsh over here is like, oh, we're clearly doing over 1 million. We're clearly have over 1 million a year that are doing this. Literally million. Somebody's going to fact check me on this, but we know that I'm correct. Watch how he hedges.
Diagnosis.
This says it's kind of undercounted, but
that would be a big undercounting.
Less than 1,000 people a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess, hundreds of thousands.
Ah, now it's hundreds of thousands, huh? No, they gave you the numbers, you dumb fuck. As much as you guys want to downplay the existence of intersex people, you say, oh, hey, you want a perfect example of how sex and gender are a lot more complicated and not along a binary? Hey, intersex people exist. People with chromosomal disorders exist. Oh, well, they're such a small amount of the population. How many people do you think are fucking trans? Like, literally, you got the numbers there, bud. You got the numbers. And you're like, no, oh, well, I'm sure it's still really undercounted by 100,000. Hundreds of thousands. So I said millions earlier, but now it's hundreds of thousands. Even though I see that the actual number is 1,000. We just made a banger. Thank you for the follow. Like, what? Bro, you serious? Serious right now? They told you the answer, and you're still like, nah. I'll believe my numbers. Where'd I get them? The best source that I got. Between thine cheeks.
But I could be wrong.
You are wrong.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
The Media Matters will have fun with that clip.
Yeah.
Matt Walsh claims it was.
Why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't Media Matters and other leftists have fun with that clip? Because it's literally you getting refuted in real time, you having to hedge the tiniest bit and still being like, oh, I think this is, I think those numbers are wrong. I think that's they say they undercounted, so clearly what they mean by undercount is they've undercounted by hundreds of thousands of people rather than millions, like I said last time. It's actually hundreds of thousands, you see. That would still be a severe undercount. If there were 100,000 people getting gender-affirming care a year, they wouldn't be able to undercount that. That's a lot of fucking people. Tell me you don't understand math without telling me you don't understand math. Literally not knowing the difference between 1 million and 100,000 in comparison with a population. Like, he's an expert, guys. He's an expert. Gotta double down on that transphobia. And oops, shit the bed on all my elections. Like, this is the type of shit that I'm talking about. Michigan was a big win. Celebrate Michigan, guys. Start paying attention to us. Start paying attention to us. We deserve it. Posadabot is a narc. Posadabot is not included in ACAB. I'm sorry, he's not. He's like your protective buddy. Is just like, hey, just so you know. But yeah, they're calling it the trifecta. Appears that after decades as a minority party in the Michigan legislature, Democrats are within striking distance of taking control of both governing chambers. Both party officials and local media groups say state Democrats won enough seats to take control of the House and Senate, giving the party control over all three governing bodies in Lansing. A Democratic-controlled legislature with a Democratic governor hasn't happened since 1984, making it 38 years since the party achieved an electoral trifecta. For more than a generation, Senate Republicans have held the veto power on state government, holding back solutions on real problems in Michigan. Read a statement from Southfield State Senator Jeremy Moss, who won by a healthy 50-point margin. Frick. Not surprising for Southfield, but, still, that's pretty fucking good. Tonight, voters affirmed that it is time for a new majority. Together, we will put an end to the tired business, as usual, in the legislature, and start a new chapter of bold leadership. Essentially what this means is, like, we have run into a lot of things holding back our Democratic governors when we've had them. And that's caused, Democrats to seem like they're not doing anything. So people stay home and they let a Republican take over. They let Rick Snyder happen. On top of that, and this is necessary. In 2018, we had a referendum in Michigan to vote on how our lines are drawn here in the good old Mitten State. We said, hey, we want the lines to be reviewed by an independent arbiter, because Republicans have been rigging this for decades. We can have a governor get 60% of the vote and still have a minority party in the legislature. That doesn't seem to make any sense. That's weird. I think that there might be a problem there. That's the strangest goddamn thing in the world. Who knew? So guess what? This, after years of fighting it. Hey, Charm Chaos, good to see you. Yeah, I remember seeing you last night. Appreciate you. Oh, and thank you for the follow. Where was I? I distracted myself this time. Anyways, this was after a lot of legal battles. This was the first election in Michigan where the arbiter had set up the lines, set up the districts, not basing it on what's more beneficial for either party, but what gets the best amount of representation of the entirety of the state. Democrats submitted their version, Republicans submitted their version, the arbiter ran it down the middle, the Republicans sued to try and block it from happening, which is why it didn't happen in 2020. And 2022 rolls around, all the court cases are done. They're done. They're trying to appeal, but Michigan Supreme Court's like, no, fuck you. We hath decided, we hath decreed. Sorry, you can't keep winning elections by cheating. You know, the thing that Republicans constantly say that we do, that people on the left in this country actually don't do. But at this point, I'm like, why don't we do that? If they're going to fight dirty, why don't we? We only have the majority population of the country. It's supposed to be a democracy. Supposedly. Almost like the districts are rigged. Yeah, almost. But it's done. This is what it looks like when you have fairly drawn lines. Can't have that. Oh no. What do you mean that people in the state are actually going to be represented in their state? Can't have that. Then they might be passing laws that help people. Oh no. God forbid. We might have a legislature that, you know, after a referendum fails, like say something like, you know, something innocuous like being able to shoot wolves from helicopters, or something that actually had a huge impact on my city specifically, the emergency financial manager law. And once that gets rejected by the voters, we'll have a legislature that just goes, fuck it, we're passing it anyways, even though we don't have majority support for it, and the state of Michigan told us to go fuck ourselves on this. You know, which is exactly what happened. Those things became law against the will of the voters in Michigan. Thing that directly led to the Flint water crisis, the destruction of Detroit schools, the destruction of Benton Harbor. So the 3 cities that were taken over by Snyder. And he ruined us. And if you don't know what the emergency financial manager law was, it was an extension of already existing emergency financial manager statutes that said basically the governor and the governor's cabinet could decide at any point who and which area of which city, which municipality was in enough financial ruin for them to take over the entirety of their budget to get them out of the budget shortfalls. Which is how they were able to make the case that they made for it. They said, oh, no, we're just trying to help them. And we're like, this is pretty far reaching, and being able to take over an entire municipality without like any sort of legislature stepping in or any courts being able to weigh in on whether or not this is a good idea. Yeah, that sounds pretty wide-reaching, and it sounds like it's a subversion of democracy. And Michigan voters said, fuck you, you can't do that. Rick Snyder and his buddies were like, we hear you, but we don't care. Pushed it through the gerrymandered Republican majority onto Snyder's desk. Trust me, Oz, this is not off topic. This is not off topic. And he signed it into law. That's what having that legislature looks like. Now, when we actually have some representation here in the state, we're not going to see that. Oh, but people were so mad at Whitmer about her locking down, and people lost their businesses. Motherfucker, you lost your business because you didn't apply for the PPP loans. You didn't use them properly. You didn't use them on your business. You used them to benefit yourself, and you're like, oh, what happened? And hey, you didn't recognize that a pandemic is far bigger than what the decision that any governor or president can make. You cannot will it out of existence just because it's inconvenient to your bottom line. Virus doesn't give a fuck about your political affiliations, and they don't give a fuck that you have a business. Virus's goal to continue to live by any means necessary. That includes taking you and your fucking grandma down with it. You just redeemed it? Oh, okay. That's there because I'm very ADHD and I do get off topic. But yeah, that's what this is going to look like now. And it's the first time in my lifetime. Have fun looking up what year I was born. I'm about to be 38. That should tell you. This has not happened in my lifetime. That we've had, better representation in Michigan. Proper representation in Michigan, for fuck's sake. We've just been flailing around and getting mad at Democratic governors because they can't get anything done. And the reason they can't get anything done, Republican legislature and gerrymandered fucking districts. There you go. So, people, pay attention to what's happening in Michigan. Just a little bit. I'm not saying give us all your attention, but pay a little attention. Don't look a day over 37. Ouch. That's one of those things that either you meant it as a joke or you meant it as a compliment and didn't realize that it's not much of a compliment. Because it's like, oh, so I look exactly my age. Cool. Thanks, little protein. It's that wonderful time of day where the blinds are sending the light through in this long string, and it's hard to avoid. It's a joke. Oh, okay. Yeah. You don't look a day over. I'll take that. So yeah, pretty cool. And let's see what we can happen. And by the way, in case you're wondering if this has broader implications, of course it has broader implications. Possible hopeful if Joe Biden doesn't run again, Gretchen Whitmer. And, would I advocate that people vote for her in a primary, in a Democratic primary? I'll say this. Depends on who else runs, but you could do a lot worse. Do a lot worse. She's had issues. but you could do a lot worse. And I'm not talking Republicans, I'm talking Democrats. So, I'd take her. I'd take fucking what's his name and fucking where is that? California. I'd take that guy. I'm just forgetting names. But yeah, I'd take him. I'd take Pritzker. Those are fine. The broader implications constantly underserving your constituents is not a way to become an incumbent. What's up? Hang on a second. Alright, sorry about that. Nothing important. Just a laminated me for something. I hear if Beto loses one more election, he gets a free 6-inch sub. Yeah. Which means he'll run in 2024. I was born for this. Here, where are you, jackass? God, I really hate this time of day. Oh, man. Egloo, good to see you. Technically, it's 5 inches nowadays. The shrinkflation. Gotta love that. How do you fucking lose in Uvalde? Tribalism. It's a virus. It's an absolute virus. Anyways, we can move on. So, let's talk for a second about the people among the Democrats who lost. Namely, we could talk about Masto's losing right now. She wasn't a fan of the student loan forgiveness. She wanted to reach out to her conservative voters, her moderate conservatives to be like, you know, No. You don't have to vote for someone who believes in Trump. You can vote for me. Because, you know, they say I'm a part of the left, but I'm not. I'm just a Democrat. Tried to do that appeal over and over. Oh, this is fiscally irresponsible to forgive student loan debt. Fiscally irresponsible, Mastel says. She's not winning. Yeah, it's a problem. Tim Ryan did the same thing. I could not fucking believe that this idiot came out after getting absolutely shellacked in the presidential campaign by Bernie Sanders. That deer in the headlights stare that he had. Like, let me see if I can find a video of it. Bernie Sanders debate Tim Ryan. There was this moment.
Medicare for All is comprehensive. It covers all health care needs for senior citizens. It will finally include dental care, hearing aids, and eyeglasses.
But you don't know
Second
that.
of all,
You don't know that,
second
Bernie.
of all,
We'll come to you in a second,
I do know, and I
Congressman.
wrote the damn bill. And second of all,
Yep, that's Tim Ryan. That's that jackass. You don't know that, Bernie. How's that working out for you, bud? Oh, did you lose to someone who literally has proven to have no principles at all? Who's funded by a tech billionaire? Who everyone knows is full of shit? Guy who was anti-Trump before, always, except for the time when he was anti-Trump. But that was just a mistake. To the point where even Donald Trump was, you know, basically calling you a simp for him. Got called out by Donald Trump for being fake as fuck. And still won. And Ohio. First of all, shame on you. Shame on you. Think about the people you could have had. Like, a lady named Nina Turner ran against Tim Ryan, but you voted for Tim Ryan because he's more electable, you see. He's more likely to win in Ohio. How's that going? How's that going? Do you like being represented by fucking J.D. Vance? The guy who wrote a book to play off of his to fucking cater to people, to fucking pander about how he was raised. Ignore the fact that he had a lot of advantages that he wants to get rid of for other people. I hear Marianne Williamson is making presidential stirrings again. She needs to run for like Congress or something. She doesn't need to run for president. You know, I'd like to see how, because like she's too much of someone outside of the machine. Like, and there's a lot of stuff about her that has really bothered me. I know she's a net good for the left, but like Williamson needs to she needs to do some governing first. Because like when she came out against Medicare for all and then she was for it when somebody explained it to her, that's not a good sign to me. You know what I mean? She's Crystal Mom. Like, would she be better than Joe Biden? Absolutely. But I don't think anyone can trust her because of shit like that. And she needs to go and do some actual governing to show that she can be trusted. Because I don't fucking trust her. You know, memes aside. You know, she'd essentially be like a green candidate, you know? I want her to be legitimate. I want her to be a legitimate challenge. So yeah. Just the strangest thing that, you know, the student loan debt forgiveness. These absolute morons decided to come out against it, and they were like, no, we can win in state. We could do that. You think Weird Al is required by new Twitter law to have parody in his profile? I bet he does. It's a good thing that good sign that she's open to learn, but she has zero foundational knowledge of politics. Yes, that's my issue. That's my issue with her. She needs to learn a little bit more, and she needs to get grounded in what her actual beliefs are. When she does that, sure. Depending on where she winds up, you know, I'd support her. Ground her axioms. Sure. I just want her to be, like, have a good idea of where her policy positions are going to be beforehand, rather than taking a bad position, being told why it's bad, and then going, oh, wow, I didn't realize that was actually a good thing. I just believed what all the liars on stage were saying. I was just listening to John Delaney, you know, and ignoring the fact that he literally works for healthcare companies that benefit from Medicare for All never existing. I was just listening to him and taking him as a good faith person, even though his points didn't make any sense. I was Destiny in this instance, saying that Delaney was bringing up some really good challenges to Medicare for All against Bernie Sanders, when in reality, they were so easy to refute. Like, all you have to know is the bare minimum about healthcare to debunk everything that he said. Eli, no. What's going on with you? Eli, stop it. Hang on. No, you're thinking of John Mulaney. Anyways. So yeah, JD Vance won. And Fox News had this article that is just delicious. Just delicious. Endorsed by Trump, doesn't mention him in Ohio Senate victory speech.
So what's going on with this thing?
Okay.
Here we go. We are going to make
Here
a call.
comes our race call. Do we have an, there we have an animation.
And we can call. The Fox News decision desk can project that J.D. Vance will win the Senate race in Ohio, defeating Democratic Congressman Tim Ryan. This is a big win. It is a hold for Republicans, but one in which, to Mark Thiessen's point, they spent a lot of money and turned this race around from the beginning to the end. I personally think it was a very excellent town hall that
I think that had a lot
both
to
candidates expressed
it was,
themselves.
yes, exactly. And that's why it was a tight race. And it was good that we got to hear from both of these candidates. We do have word that Tim Ryan has conceded in this race. And as has been said many times, he was one of the strongest Democrat Senate candidates out there. He really worked to distance.
I would not say that he was the strongest Democratic candidate out there. No.
Himself from what he saw as some of the mistakes of the Biden administration. And he came
Remember,
up a
this
little
is
bit short
Fox
tonight.
News.
It's also worth saying that in mid-October, J.D. Vance was underwater in Ohio.
Yeah.
And the money kept coming in, and there was a lot of, sort of back and forth between some of these big Republican PACs and Rick Scott's organization and who was going to put the money in there. But
And Peter Thiel. This was seriously Tim Ryan's election to lose, honestly. And the dude decided to go against the president within his own party.
because Trump won Ohio by 8 points, and you see where Mike
Peter
DeWine, the
Thiel,
governor,
of course.
is, there's just a lot of discussion in Republican circles about why it took $30 million to hold on to Ohio.
Former President Trump won Ohio twice by 8 points. Let's go out to Mark Meredith, who's standing by in the Vance campaign headquarters. Mark.
Brad and Martha, good evening to you. Well, this ballroom has not heard the news yet, so if you hear this eruption of applause.
I thought they were going to play the speech, but apparently not. Oh, here it is.
Look at
After
you,
this ad.
investing like you run the joint. I guess that makes you the boss. You do it all. A whole investment firm of one. Because no one runs your money like you.
Look at you. Investing like you run the joint. I guess that makes you the chief financial officer. You
what the
do it
fuck?
all. A whole investment firm of one. Because no one runs your money.
This is the same ad, just with a woman.
Across
There
the
we go.
country. If I'm being totally honest with you, I think that we're going to continue to have some good victories all across the country. We got to see the returns come in, of course. But here's the thing: we've been given an opportunity to do something, and that's to govern. And to govern to make the lives of the people of Ohio better. That's exactly what I aim to do. And because of you, I get a chance to do it. I got a call from Tim Ryan, of course, about a half an hour ago, conceding the election. It was very gracious, and I appreciate Tim making the effort there. Look, I know Tim Ryan. We obviously disagree on a lot of issues. The guy loves the state of Ohio, and I appreciate the gracious phone call. I appreciate the effort that his campaign put in. Thank you. But look, spending time with these guys just a few minutes ago and talking about what an incredible honor it is to get to serve the people of Ohio in the United States Senate. What an incredible honor it is to have gotten to run this campaign. Win or lose, I said it was one of the coolest experiences in my entire life. But now the people of Ohio have given us a job. And what we need to do over the next couple of years, over the next 6 years, for the full length of this Senate term, whoever's in the majority, whatever the president looks like, we have a very simple job to do. It's to go to work every single day and fight for the people of Ohio, fight for our workers.
Wow, he didn't even allude to Trump. The most that he appears to have said is that whatever the president looks like. Ohio is going to have a little bit of buyer's remorse. I don't think he's going to govern as a never Trumper, though. Let's be honest. He still wants to remain in the Senate. Govern is code for rule. Always. Of course. And this was our favorite win of the night, of course. John Fetterman winning against Dr. Oz. James said it last night, and I love it. I was half convinced. I think that Dr. Oz came out of a coma after this hit by Fetterman. Fetterman tweeted out his last message before the election and saying, "Yes, I had a stroke. I will get better. I will recover. I'm already recovering." Dr. Oz is going to stay like that. I thought I had a sound to play for that, and I don't. I don't. That's just a slaughter. That is a maybe this one.
Did a hell of a job of your job.
Just damn. I think Oz came out of a coma at 9:30 this morning in order to concede, and then he fell back into a coma after being hit that hard. Because holy shit, if that isn't the most winningest point you could possibly make about the Pennsylvania Senate race. Dr. Oz will always be like that. That's just him. John Fetterman's recovering from a stroke and is still multiple times better than Oz.
Stop.
He's going to recover, though. Like, his auditory issues are going to be repaired over time. He will heal. And it's a minor thing. It's a minor inconvenience. It's like if someone were deaf. Because, you know, apparently people who voted against Fetterman seem to think that, you know, you can't recover from a stroke. And they also think that, you know, a deaf person can't be in Congress. Or a blind person. No. They must have all of their faculties. You know, just a little bit of ableism. Remember, Oz will just move on to another property and another race. I think he gets a show on Fox News. And I think it's short-lived. When they realize that he has no real personality. He really doesn't. When he's not hawking fucking fake diet pills on people. Like, he's got no real personality. There's nothing about him that's, like, impressive. He's not a cult of personality. He's just the doctor that Oprah liked back in the day. Can we talk about, like, Oprah and how she's batting, you know, total 0-4 with the doctors that she recommends? So we got Dr. Phil, but she was like, you know, oh, this man is brilliant. Oh, Mehmet Oz, just the doctor that you want to listen to for all your healthcare needs. Thanks, Oprah. Thanks for boosting both of those people. I figured he'd just do the political junket. He's got a sizable campaign chest still. Yeah. She's trying so fucking hard to distance herself from Oz. I'm sorry. Pepperidge Farm remembers. I will never forget Oprah. One of the many reasons why whenever somebody says, you know, Oprah should run for president, I'm like, no, the fuck she should not. Absolutely not. Oh, you'd vote for Oprah, right? No, I wouldn't. But she's one of the good billionaires. No, she's not. There is no good billionaire. No. Not just no, but fuck no. Absolutely. You know, there was just so many weird predictions. Like, I think the weird predictions were probably my favorite. Like the ones that would say, like, members of the squad were going to get voted out. Those were my favorite. Those were my absolute favorite. For example, people are like, "Oh, Rashida Tlaib, she's gonna get voted out." You know, oh, we're worried about her anti-Semitism, yo. Oh, cool. Kildee finally won. That was. I'll tell you one thing. Personally, Kildee's my congressman, and the fact that this was close for so long really annoyed the hell out of me. But yeah, they were like, "Oh, Rashida Tlaib, she's out. She's gonna get voted out, guys. It's gonna happen. Stephen Elliott's gonna take her spot. He's gonna take her anti-Semitic ass out." And yeah, yeah, yeah. Nothing like, you know, a legitimate challenger to somebody, you know, losing by 50 fucking points. But oh yeah, the squad was gonna get knocked out. Hey, Bond. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I had fun there. I don't know if anybody could tell, I was very high. I did my best to not, like, say anything about it. I was way too high. I forgot that I had to do that. I forgot that I had to go on James's, and I smoked too much weed. So, was it obvious, or were we good? 'Cause I had fun. Especially the ones that weren't even on the ballot. But yeah, Ilhan Omar was supposed to lose because they were like, "Oh, she's anti-Semitic too." Don't you guys know? You know, she's going down. Oh man, there's a legitimate challenge against her in Minnesota. Ah, she's fucked now. Damn. That's a real battle there. Again, lost by 50 points. Yeah, I don't think this is the challenge that you guys think it is. She's anti-Semitic because she supports Palestine, which is telling of her accusers. Yeah, very, very, very telling. Again, you know, let's just pop over here to New York and see how things went over there. So I'm absolutely sure that that AOC lost by like a lot. Oh, wait, she won by 50 points too? Oh. But I thought that Nick Branagh and all the Jimmy Dores they've come out and they've exposed AOC and they're taking her down and she's gonna lose voters and she's lost her district. Hey, can people stop listening to Nick Branagh, Aaron Matei, Jimmy Dore, all these people that clearly have, you know, an agenda that is counter to the left? If you just, like, I don't know, open your fucking eyes and know the bare minimum and start looking at them as agents of the right, because they are constantly wrong. They're constantly wrong. Oh, there's plenty of people that still listen to them. Are you kidding me? There's Israel got the world hypnotized line that doesn't quite help her case, but meh. Yeah, that's not good phrasing. I agree with that. But I mean, she's apologized for that. And she's explained exactly what she meant. And when she explains it, it's a better description. And she's also right. Just no one in here, right? As far as, I mean, they would be super pissed off at me if they were. I'm just saying in general, people should stop listening to people like Jimmy Dore. It'd be nice if that message got out to the other people. But all those people who showed up... What did I say about those people who showed up to shout AOC down? None of them are from her district? Yeah, I stand by that. Because clearly her district is like, what the fuck are you talking about? We like her. We don't care what Nick Branagh has to say. You're not even from this school. You don't even go to this school, Jimmy. Nick. All these fucking idiots. Max Blumenthal, absolute fucking morons. Li Fang, doing all the heavy lifting for the right, but oh no, we're leftists. We're on the left, you see. We're on the left because we use left buzzwords. And we say that we're for the American people and for the working class. Which is why we support Donald Trump in the next election. And all the Republicans against the people that we feel like harmed us in some way. You know how AOC personally harmed Jimmy Dore from his spot in California, as far away from New York as you can get in the US, pretty much. And before they start saying election fraud, I mean, they're going to say that anyways. Who cares? Yeah, Matei is a huge disappointment. The others, not so much. I saw it coming. He attached himself to door, and I was like, yeah, this kid is fucked. No. Stop it. No. Eli.
No, Eli. Are you fucking serious?
Sorry about that. I kind of want to Twitter search election fraud to see how many people are coping. Trust me, no, you don't. You wouldn't have any fun. Anyways, this was AOC's opponent, and this was probably.
Stop.
I got to agree with Matt Bender on this, that this was the funniest clip that came out of this election. Now, pay attention, because this is fun.
Not a politician. I'm a mother, grandmother, small business owner. And after COVID, I just had enough. I started ranting in my car, started building momentum and a following, and I just was speaking to people. And I was going to rallies and protests. I stood with business owners during the lockdowns. I spoke up for our children in school with the mandates. I spoke up for our city workers. I backed the blue. I was down in the city with the law and order, the big, beautiful flags I would walk.
This isn't the funny part. Don't worry, it's coming.
In the streets with, and I just became very vocal. And I'm
Hear your voice. I can tell you've been out there screaming, huh? It's tough.
Yeah, she's been out there screaming. That's why her voice is rough. Not for any other reasons. Because she stands against the vaccine mandates, and she stands against all the COVID close downs and everything. You know, and she knows that COVID is no big deal. It's no big deal. It's a big lie they used to hurt Donald Trump, you see. Yeah, that's why her voice is hoarse. Couldn't be any other reason.
Giving speeches every day.
Yes, I have. I'm talking every day. I do have COVID damage. So
What damage? Certainly she doesn't repeat it.
that has a lot to do with it, because I did almost die from COVID.
Watch the realization hit Dave's face.
Wow.
And
like shit. It's like fuck. Not only did she have damage from COVID, but she literally just said that she almost died from it. I can't square this. What?
Eli.
What do I do? I need to find that. I have. Let me fucking. I don't know where that sound alert went.
Eli! Eli, get up! Get up!
Yeah, it's. Yeah, yeah. Some big oopsies, Dave Rubin. Not, this is what happens when you're incredibly lazy at your job, do no research, and want to get paid millions of dollars to be bad at your job. Why didn't anybody do any research on this lady? I mean, I can't have her talking about how she almost died from COVID on there. We're supposed to be talking about COVID's no big deal. We're supposed to be telling people that COVID doesn't actually kill anybody. She completely undermines our point by being here, and her voice is damaged from it. Like, what are we supposed to do here, guys? What are we doing? Who didn't look into this? Dave, you were supposed to actually look into it. No, that's what we have interns for, you see. Wants to be bad at job, but work ethics get in the way. Yeah.
I have esophagus damage, so it weakens my voice. Not apologize.
Yep. Oh, this is good. This is good. That's a good reply. It's not COVID. It's freedom pneumonia. Freemonia, if you will. By the way, yeah, she was also at Jan 6, because of course she was. Yeah, she got trounced. She got trounced. And no amount of Jimmy Dore talking about how much he's destroying her political career could change that. Because, hey, thing that people need to understand, especially when it comes to House members, they speak to their district. If you're coming in from outside of the district to say that a high polling politician in said district is bad, and you're not offering anything that is like speaking to what the district gives a shit about,
competition would start kicking in.
Lord Freiters gifted a tier 1 sub to Charmed, Char0s. They have given 378 gift subs in the channel.
Lord, thank you for gifting a sub to Charmed Chaos. Appreciate that. Reminds me of the renaming of the USB stick to an America B stick. Jesus. I just always call them zip drives. But yeah, if you're not going to come in and actually speak to the issues that the actual fucking constituents of her care about, they're not going to care how many times you show up to protest, because they're going to be annoyed by you. Like I said at the time when they did that, when they pulled that stunt, you're showing up there, you're interrupting a town hall with her constituents, and in the time that you're doing that, you're shouting as people who are not her constituents over people who are. I don't know about you, but if I went there and I had a legitimate issue that I wanted to address with my congressman, I show up to Dan Kilde's fucking town hall to address something, I don't know. I want to argue for Hang on a second. Phone's blowing up today. I call them porn holders. Nice. Anyways, like, I had this legitimate concern, and somebody came in from out of the district shouting some bullshit about Ukraine and his votes on Ukraine. Like, oh. I thought that people were going to stop reaching out to me for car insurance. These people never fucking stop. Oh my god. So he just sent me a text message. These fucking people drive me nuts. I don't even know why it's connected to the computer. Oh, actually. I don't want it to be like that. Oh well, I'll deal with it. Okay. Anyways, what I was saying, like, let's say I'm there to talk to them about something that means a lot to me. Link to Windows finds a way. Yeah, it's not even linked to Windows. I don't even know. Like, I went to go turn that off, and still, it's like showing my fucking text messages. Eli! No, get out of there.
Come here.
Go. Go.
Come here, Eli. He's just sitting there.
He was messing with the guitar. Not gonna just wait for it to fall on him. Anyways, like, let's say I'm there for something that I care a lot about. Like, something I care a lot about is I would like there to be taxes on vacant homes to start to weed away at the fucking massive blight problem that we have in Flint. Like, that's something I care a lot about. Unoccupied homes and dilapidated homes that are owned by private sellers who refuse to sell them to the city so that they can be blighted out and used for actual housing, which, if we built more housing, would lower the cost of housing. You know, when we need to do that. Like now. And some asshole comes in and is like, "You're fighting with Nazis in Ukraine. I'm a very smart person. Vladimir Putin did nothing wrong. He's not a Nazi. All the Nazis are in the Ukraine. Azov Battalion. Weapons. World War III. I don't know how World War II started. I can't remember." I'd be pretty fucking pissed at that person. And I wouldn't give two fucks what they have to say. So I was there with a legitimate concern. I was there with something that I, as a constituent, actually wanted to fucking talk about. Who is this an impersonation of? Dale Gribble. Everyone's Dale Gribble to me, apparently. Everyone to the right of me is either Dale Gribble or Cliff the fucking mailman from Cheers. I'm here to talk about the Azov Battalion. As an American, I am ashamed that we have failed the people of Flint, Atlanta, Jackson, etc. As an American, I'm ashamed. Just Cliff would still be talking about, "Hey, you know, you got your have you guys seen this thing about Hillary's emails? It's the craziest damn thing. I wouldn't vote for that Hillary, whatever it is. You see this thing that came out? Some guy was talking about doing a thing, and I don't know if it actually happened, but they said it." Yes. Some fucking Dale Gribble comes in during a town hall that I'm having with my congressman to shout over people who actually live in the district. I'm going to tell that person to fuck right off. Real hard. And you know who's get doubly my vote? My congressman. So I'd be like, I would still like the chance to talk to this person because I know fucking Paul Young is not going to give me jack shit. He's going to actively work to make everything worse. I will still say that the fact that that election was close really, really annoyed me. But still my congressman. He also ran unopposed in the primary, but you know. Maybe one day we'll have somebody to knock the Kildies off their podium. But like, especially if Kildee was like an actual progressive. If Kildee was an actual progressive, I'd be doubly annoyed. Because now this is somebody, you know, as close as the establishment will allow to my politics to be in office. I'd be extra pissed. Someone that I know would actually listen to my concerns and be like, oh yeah, no, we actually do need to vote on that. You know, let me write up a bill right now and see if we can get that pushed. And would actually fucking do that. Be careful of your impressions. Eli could start talking like one of your impressions. I'm cool with it. Just so long as he doesn't believe any of the chud stuff. I'll break him of it though. Another cool thing that happened yesterday. This is one of the few good things that happened out of Florida. The first first Gen Z in Congress. He fucking won. Fucking won. Teach him that when you change your voice, you're play lying. Yeah, it's pretend. He knows the concept of pretending. I don't know if he knows the word, but we'll work on it. 25-year-old Maxwell Alejandro Frost won in Florida. How about that? I mean, that's got to be cool, right?
2 months ago, I confronted Governor DeSantis on ending gun violence. And what did he say? Nobody wants to hear from you. I'm Maxwell Alejandro Frost, and I've been making sure they hear from us for 10 years. Protecting the right to choose. Passing laws to end gun violence. If we want bold change on guns, reproductive health, and affordable housing, we can't keep electing the same politicians. I approve this message because when they want to silence our voices, nobody wants to hear from you. I won't let them.
Pretty based. Pretty based. Hey, Gen Z fucking showed up is all I'm saying. That's that good shit. And now on to the laughably stupid losses that we had. Here's Greg Abbott. This was his last commercial before the election.
38 years ago, his back was broken, but his spirit was not. Greg Abbott never gave up.
I will make sure that I can punish poor and disabled people in a way that I would never be subject to because my family's rich.
It's that same determination that drives Greg Abbott to keep Texas strong, expanding opportunities so the Texas economy remains #1 in America for job creation, ensuring our police are fully funded to protect our safety.
Just like in Uvalde.
And securing the border to prevent deadly drugs and gangs from entering our country. Greg Abbott, securing the future of Texas.
A little addendum to that heartwarming story. Fun fact, Greg Abbott sued the homeowner and tree company for millions due to his injuries, then turned around and passed a law that capped personal injury lawsuits at $250,000. I voted, and oh boy, did it not make a goddamn difference in Indiana. Yeah, that's Indiana for you. Did it at least do something to your city or anything? Like, did you get any wins for the people you voted for? Michigan fucking killed it. It's good to see you, by the way, Doodles. Well, nope. Nah, that sucks. I'm sorry. Right across the board. Well, if you ever need an abortion, come to the place that looks like this. We got you. We will yeetus that fetus with the quickness. I'm trying to think of a rhyme that's like works with like quick, and I got nothing. Well, yeetus the fetus completus. There we go. I did it. I knew I could. Well, where's Big Orange Daddy? Where's Orange Man? Where's Orange Man? How's he doing? This is him before the election results came in.
You've endorsed more than 330 candidates this election cycle. Tonight, win or lose, the results for Republicans, how much of that will be because of Donald Trump?
Well, I think if they win, I should get all the credit, and if they lose, I should not be blamed at all.
So, it's always funny how everything with Trump's is tails I win, heads you lose. I can't be held accountable for the things that I say and do. What are you talking about? People out here thinking that I can go ahead and be held accountable. Sums up his entire persona. Yeah. Seriously. If they win, it's because of me. If they lose, it's not my fault. Don't blame me. Want to know something wild? I found out while renewing my SNAP benefits that people who have a felony drug charge from 1990 to now does not qualify for SNAP. And those are people who probably need it more than anything. Good country we have here.
Okay, but it'll probably be just the opposite. When they win, I think they're going to do very well. I'll probably be given very little credit, even though in many cases I told people to run, and they ran, and they turned out to be very good candidates. You know, they've turned out to be very good candidates, but usually what would happen is when they do well, I won't be given any credit, and if they do badly, they will blame everything on me. So I'm prepared for anything, but we'll defend ourselves.
Yeah. That's quite the quote there. I think if they win, I should get all the credit. If they lose, I should not be blamed at all. Anything that makes me look bad is false, is fake. What do you mean that I'm running a cult? I'm not running a cult. You're a cult. Let's see if there's any reports on how he's doing now. Let's see here from Jim Acosta. Trump is livid and screaming at everyone after last night's disappointing midterm results for GOP, according to a Trump advisor. The advisor went on to slam the former president's hand-picked contenders. They were all bad candidates. Candidates matter, the advisor said. This advisor said it's unlikely Trump would delay his expected presidential announcement because it's too humiliating to delay. But the advisor said there are too many unknowns at this point. And I will stand by, he will not run because he doesn't want to give up that money. Snap has been like that for a while. Where I am, cost savings is what I think it's called. Yeah. Welfare reform from fucking Bill Clinton helped set that in motion. Reagan, all that. That's the Reaganization of both the Republican and Democratic Party. It's just ruined our politics. I think it's the way it's been here forever as well. I just didn't realize it until recently. Yeah, that's fair. So, baby boy's a little upset. He's a little upset. Things didn't go how he wanted. And here's some more. Now, Boebert is still projected to win by a few places, but let's have some fun with the before and after pictures. This is them before the results came out. And this is them when they saw that it was really close and that they were getting beaten. Let's see if any of those results came in. Check on good old Colorado. Let's see here. Adam Frisch is still leading Lauren Boebert by a point. Things continue like this, and which I don't know if they will. They might not. Did Colorado psilocybin pass? Let's find out. I think I heard yes. Yep, looks like it. It's not like it's not official there. But oh no, yeah, no, it's official. That's one. Colorado is not only going to be the place where you could first buy your weed, but also where you can first buy fucking LSD and shrooms. How about that? Sets aside tax revenue for affordable housing. That's pretty good. And apparently they voted against delivery of alcoholic beverages. This is still being counted, though. Told you earlier, mushrooms, yes. Wine delivery, no. Yeah, I thought so. I just wanted to check on it to give like a clearer answer. But yeah, as things currently stand, Adam Frisch is still beating Lone Boebert. I sure hope that she didn't make the sloppy joes at that party, because then they won't be, she won't be the only one shit in the bed. But it is, even if she wins, it's hilarious to see her fucking you think Boebert's out? We'll see. I mean, the way that James did his math last night, he said that she's probably going to win by like 2,000 points, but that is not impressive. That is not impressive. Like someone who's been this out and about and talking about how much she represents everybody and blah blah blah, and
I'm not playing.
she's failing this bad.
Eli, stop.
It's pretty funny in my eyes. Looks like these are still going on. Did I'm guessing that looks like Johnson is holding steady. Wisconsin, what the fuck? Given the population, 2,000 is a lot. I don't know. Because between the two of them, looks like there's what, 300,000 voters. Yeah, about that, like 300,000 to 301,000 voters. 2,000 would be the math ain't mathing for me. So like it's 3. Eli, stop.
Come here, Eli. Come here.
I mean, that's less than 1%. It's like 0.7% of the total population of what's available, around that. So I don't think that's a very big amount. I think that's a very, very small amount to win by in that district. Mobert's results should trigger a mandatory recount, but she'll win the way it looks this morning. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be the one time that they say that they don't want a recount of the results. They're like, no, it's right because I won. What do you mean?
You're gonna have to.
What?
You're gonna have to stop. Because I'm getting ready to lose it.
Huh?
You're gonna have to stop streaming because I'm getting ready to lose it.
Alright, just give me a little bit longer. Got done with my job as a poll worker yesterday. Hey, good job, Enzo. Looks like things went well in your state too. I mean, I'd say so. You know, just need to get Gabriel Vasquez across the line. And then, did you guys have a Senate? No, you didn't. How's your governor looking? Democratic governor, good job. I'm giving you all the credit, Enzo. You did it all. Good job. Here's a little victory music for you. That's for you. That's for you. Good job. All right. What we got? This is a good point too. The amount of uncontested Republican wins in PA state house races is kind of absolutely nuts. If you scroll through, is this a resources thing or a no one cares thing or wouldn't actually matter thing? I think it's a resources thing in that Democratic Party, the DNC, doesn't put any resources into places that they're just like, well, I don't think we can win. Shining Force? It's Final Fantasy. Big room. Come on. Obviously. Final Fantasy. By the by, Oregon or Washington was the first for psilocybin 2 or 3 election cycles ago. Oh, okay. See, Charmed Chaos got it down to the exact game in the series. But yeah, hey, more people need to run. Like, even if you feel like it's a long shot, just run. Run to get those opinions out there. I cannot stress this enough that the actual echo chamber is on the right. They don't ever hear opinions that disagree with them. They argue with straw men that they create of people on the left. And it's a wide swath of people on the left, and they don't realize that we don't agree with each other. They think the left is all liberals, and liberals are the same thing as communists and socialists, without realizing that liberals fucking hate us. They hate us a lot more than they hate conservatives. The real echo chamber is on the right. Stand up and be the alternative to speak out against people like people on the right. So if you live in Pennsylvania and you live in one of these areas where uncontested, in Pennsylvania, an important state, you know, find somebody or do it yourself. Run. Not too late. I mean, whenever you show up is just fine. Let's check out some other wins that we made on the trans front, because we had some winning stuff for trans people too.
It was a stunning victory for election night in America was a stunning victory for transgender candidates and transgender issues all over the country. A whole slate of transgender candidates won their elections. Leigh Finke won in Minnesota. Zoe Zephyr becomes the first ever transgender woman to win in Montana. James Rosner becomes the first ever trans
Montana did it. This is where I'm talking about, like, back before Nomiki Konst became dog shit and started running for an election that she was going to play spoiler on, she was making a lot of really great points about how the distribution of funds from the DNC and what they determine is worth spending money on being worthwhile is bullshit. And a lot of times they just abandon candidates who, with a little bit of funding, would do a lot better than they think. Montana is one of those states where the DNC just looks at it and they go, yeah, that's not worth it. Oh, but running a pro-Trump Democrat against Mitch McConnell, that is worth multiple millions and millions of dollars.
to win a state legislative race anywhere in New Hampshire. Alicia Kozlowski becomes Minnesota's first ever non-binary candidate to win, giving non-binary people a voice where laws are made. If that wasn't enough, anti-trans school board members fell across the country. Wake County had 7 out of 9 Democrats to win election in North Carolina. Anti-trans school board members fell to black activists. And even
well, I mean, yeah, obviously fuck McConnell. But how anyone thought that it would be better to run fucking Amy McGrath against Mitch McConnell, I do not understand that logic. Literally, you have a Democrat arguing she'd be more pro-Trump than the guy who stole fucking Supreme Court seats. 2 of them. Oh yeah, that's a great fucking idea there, guys. Like, oh, it's fucking brilliant. That's the best idea you've ever had. You know, let's pour millions into that race. Oh, we'll unseat Mitch McConnell with someone who's going to be just as bad as him, but has a D next to her name. Fuck that. I know. I'm just like adding an addendum. Don't worry. McGrath was an op. Yeah, it does feel that way. Her purpose was to make sure that Cory Booker didn't make it to the general. And it was sad to see Booker underperform, but well, oh well. Still think he's worthwhile. He needs to keep fighting. He's young. He can make shit happen, as far as I'm concerned. Because, like, in Kentucky, I got news for you. If you think that Rand is somehow going to get better, nah. He's only going to get worse. It's his goal, is to be dog shit. We're still searching for Mitch's phylactery. Not understanding. I'm glad that Ron Shetty didn't win. Yeah.
national anti-transgender leaders like Lauren Boebert are facing a difficult race where they may indeed lose. All of this just goes to show that if you base your election campaign around transgender hate, you will lose. Congratulations to trans people in America.
Hey, like I said, ignore my child. You know, the what is wrong with you? You got a sucker. How could you be crying when you have a sucker? What is he crying about? Did Oz win Pennsylvania? No. The Georgia election is still being counted. But Fetterman beat Fetterman got determined the winner last night, which is fucking awesome. You know, so don't worry, Fetterman's in. We got ogre representation in the Senate. Don't worry, we got that. Georgia is gonna end up with a runoff. Yeah, that's likely what's gonna happen. Honestly, Eli saying this election making me big sad too. Don't feel too sad, okay? I tried to tell people, be cautiously optimistic going into this. You know? Races were going to be close. Races were going to be close. We knew going in that there was a likelihood of wins that were going to look scary at first, and they would get better over time. You know? Just how things are set up. What I'm surprised about is how fast the votes came in for Pennsylvania to determine the winners. And hey, that's good. That's good. They really got on the ball with that. Georgia being this close, not a shock. But we did get plenty of wins. We got plenty of wins all over the country. I think it was every single state that had a referendum either to ban abortion or secure abortion into law made it so that abortion would still remain legal. I'm guessing Gretchen lost her seat as governor of Michigan. No. Michigan went well. Michigan went really good. Michigan went really, really good. For the first time since 1984, Michigan now has a Democratic Senate, legislature, and governor. Yeah, Michigan went good. Don't worry, we're here. We're fine here in the Mitten State. We voted to put abortion protection into our Constitution. We made voting easier. Like, no, I cannot stress this enough. Not enough people are talking about it, but Michigan was a big win. Like, if you're progressive, if you're left-leaning at all, like, look at us and be like, hey, that's a big win. We seriously have been having every single one of our Democratic governors undermined by the completely gerrymandered districts in this state my entire life. Literally. 1984 was the last time this happened. Nevada looks like it's more magenta or maroon. Yeah, that just means that it's up in the air still, and the Republican is leading. Like, losing Nevada is gonna suck, and if we lose Georgia, that's gonna be the thing that really sucks. But things are looking good in Arizona so far, and you know, we'll see how things go. Nevada might become a runoff too, because neither of them have 50% either, though it's close. So yeah. The color looks like coagulated blood. It kind of does. Kind of does. I think Iowa voted red all the way down the ballot. I mean, it's Iowa. Iowa, I wanted to talk about this. Iowa, conservatives do not get to say anything, okay, about Biden's age, especially if you live in Iowa. I want to show you guys something. Chuck Grassley is 89 years old. When he finishes this term, he will be 94.
Give me the card.
No, Enzo, we didn't. There was no red wave. There was no red wave. It was like a red trickle at best. People think that Mummy is Tulsi's ticket to being Trump's VP. Yeah. Hold up a second. There's a Senate Aging Committee? This can't be real. Initially established in 1961 as a temporary committee, it became a permanent Senate committee in 1977. As a special committee, it has no legislative authority, but it studies issues related to older Americans, particularly Medicare and Social Security. Senate Aging Committee. That is quite a thing. But yeah, Chuck Grassley is going to be 94. I don't care how much conservatives like to try and bash how old Biden is. First of all, Trump's not much younger. Second of all, this is what you get. Chuck Grassley is in Republican leadership. Chuck Grassley is in Republican leadership. He is 89 years old. And you guys were like, hell yeah, he's got my vote. Looks like Polk County is solidly blue, which obviously it should be. Which one is that? Doesn't look like they voted for anyone. Like the only possible one is District 3. And that's not looking good. Polka's the center blue bit. Ah, okay. Well. Wait a minute. We got breaking news. It looks like Ron Johnson is in fact the winner in Wisconsin. So the DNC pulling all that money out of the Mandela Barnes race was fucking stupid. I mean, it's not a surprise, but you know, it's fucking. It's exactly what you could expect from this useless party. We're fighting really hard to get them in control, but like the leadership in the Democratic Party is absolute dog shit. Yeah, they're fucking stupid. They basically declared this race unwinnable. And look how close it is. Look how close it was. Ron Johnson, you know, an idiot. A man who literally got caught, you know, suggesting that they need to create fake. Like he not only came up, he not only had this plan, but he also like had the plan like mapped out and everything. Where he was going to create fake electors to create gridlock to suggest that that's why the election was fraudulent. He was going to create fraud with fake electors to show fraud that does not exist. In other words, he was going to commit fraud. That's Ron Johnson. Anyone in Wisconsin, because you know, it's Wisconsin. Of course they did. So we still have Nevada, Georgia, and Arizona to look towards. Let's see how that looks nationally. Because that's a remain. That's a remain. So Warnock's able to God, if that last 2%, I know it's not going to happen. It's going to go to the runoff, but it'd be really nice if that last 2%. Eli, no. Stop. Stop it. Why can't you just play with your toys and watch Sesame Street? I think it'd be good. Yeah, those are big trucks. Wisconsin is an embarrassment. Yeah, kinda. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. It'd be nice if that pulled Warnock over 50%, because that's the thing. You got to get over 50% in order to avoid a runoff. And Nevada still has 77% of the vote counting. It could swing that way, but I don't know. Nevada would be a loss. Nevada would be a loss, okay? Runoff just means another election, right? Yeah. Except no one else would be able to participate. It's another election, but only the top two parties would be allowed to participate. So all votes would be focused in on those two candidates. That's the worry about Georgia. Georgia could honestly go either way. Honestly. Georgia, I don't even want to make a prediction of. Nevada, I don't want to make a prediction of either. But I will make a prediction that Mark Kelly will hold Arizona. That sucks. Yeah, it's not fun, but, you know, is what it is. Summer Lee won in Pennsylvania. First black woman to represent that elected to Congress from the state. She's also based as hell, if you know anything about Summer Lee. And Leah Greenberg had this to say, and the loser of the night is AIPAC, who revealed they were totally willing to sabotage Democratic chances of keeping the majority, set 4 million on fire in an attempt to beat Summer Lee, and still lost. Fuck you, AIPAC. We can basically say goodbye to our rights, or the ones we have remaining. No. No. Remember, president still has veto power. We still have the presidency. This, I cannot stress this enough, that last night was not all doom and gloom. It was not as bad as it was going to be, or as we had thought. In a lot of ways it was better, but things like, you know, J.D. Vance, that wasn't predicted. Tim Ryan losing J.D. Vance, that was like pretty big upset. But that's like the only one. Republicans so far have lost a seat in the Senate. Let's go through the historic stuff. Of course, I told you guys about Maxwell Frost winning in Florida. Maura Healey is the first woman and first openly gay person elected as governor of Massachusetts. That's pretty legit. Good old Slant Eye Sanders won in Arkansas, so she's just like her dad. So, I guess that's something. She's the first woman elected to Arkansas. Whatever. Now, something worth celebrating, but first woman elected to U.S. Senate from Alabama. She's a business person and Republican. So, she'll be working against all that. Wes Moore, veteran, former nonprofit executive and author, is the first black person elected governor of Maryland. Moore beat Trump-backed nominee and election denier Dan Cox by focusing on protecting abortion access and addressing childhood poverty. It will flip gubernatorial control of Maryland, generally considered a blue state, back to Democrats. What did I call her? Slant Eye Sanders? Because she's got a bit of a lazy eye. Should I have not called her that? Is that too far? Is it too far for me to call her that? Oh, yeah. I got you. My bad. Lazy Eye Sarah. How's that? Lazy Eye Sanders. Does that work? I went for the alliteration and didn't think about it, so my bad. Don't even think the GOP will capture the House or Senate with a majority. They're barely keeping the seats they have. Yeah, pretty much. And I mean, we'll see. We might lose one and keep the other. It's the way things are looking. Like I said, it's actually better than we could have imagined. Becca Balint, a former teacher and state senator, is first woman and openly gay person elected to Congress from Vermont. That's historic. So that's cool. And it's 1 o'clock. It's time to get going. Any last subs or donos? Still could use the money. If you can donate, we got approved. I didn't get to tell you guys. We got approved. Shifty Eyed Sanders works too. That's a good one. Shifty Eyed, yeah. It doesn't really draw attention to her lazy eye, but you know, it works. Shifty eye works.
Competition would start kicking in.
Lord Fright has
Thank you for
gifted a
gifting
tier
sub to
1 sub
Enzo.
to Ienzo 628. They have given
But
379
yeah,
gift
Dono
subs
would
in
help.
the channel.
We are scraping by, but we did finally get approved for the short-term disability. Payment is coming soon. We're just waiting for it to show up. But, you know, in the time that we're waiting, we're dealing with a lot of shit. Like, our phones are off right now. So, everybody got $143 they can toss our way so we can pay our phone bill, get our phones on, anything. Yeah, it'll help when it gets here. In the meantime, we're still kind of flailing around, but you know, we'll see what happens. But yeah, exclamation point Dono or whatever. I'll probably post a tweet later, so that we can get lunch or something. Oh shit. Touring, thank you for the raid. I was actually about to read out because I do have to get going. I can't keep it going. I'll just repeat what I had said. Guys, thank you for coming in. If you don't know him, I'm Mark Monkey from Flint, Michigan. Talk politics and stuff and socialists and all that fun nonsense and jazz. And I have a child that runs around and screams in the background and pulls on my arm and is crazy. Yeah, also trying to raise money for my bills. My wife has been off for past month fighting for our her short-term disability. She got approved, but we still have not gotten the payment. Our phones are off as of today, so if you can help out. Sean brought up the donation link in chat. Eli's the real streamer. Mark is just filling in for him. Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna find somebody to raid though because I have a lot of stuff I need to
Competition would
get
start
to.
kicking in.
Lord Fright has gifted a tier 1 sub to Odona. No, Azzy. They have given 380 gift subs in the channel.
Wow, that is a failure of enunciation. But Lord, thank you for gifting sub to Auto. By the way, Thursday I will be on a show for on F Bombs for You's channel.
Competition would start kicking in.
I think we're gonna raid in.
185 gifted a tier 1 sub to Touring News.
Quiet One, thank you for giving a sub to Touring.
Subs in the channel.
All right, we're gonna raid F Bombs too. Because I'll be there Thursday. I'll be playing a character, doing fake arguing about politics with a fake position. I'll let you guys know more as time gets there. But yeah, check out F Bombs, and I'll see you guys either Thursday night, tomorrow, 10 p.m. Pronunciation is key. Get in, losers. We're raiding. Yeah. And if you're subbed, why don't you copy and paste that in F-Bomb's chat? And we'll be back Friday for our normal stream. Hopefully, no baby in tow. We'll see. And follow me on social medias, especially TikTok. Trying to hit 1,000 subs or 1,000 followers on TikTok. I'm getting a phone call, so I gotta go. See you guys later. Bye.
Amazing. That is amazing. 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 Isn't that amazing? That is amazing. 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 That is amazing. 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 Isn't that amazing? That is amazing.
tomorrow, which would be the obvious thing. And DHS and FBI have warned us that, yes, around the election, we have